Hey you guys, it is Goddess Serenity, Esoteric Empress here, and today I've got a topic for you. I've got a topic for me. It's a topic that I know is affecting a lot of us out there, including myself. What could possibly be hindering or stalling your manifestations? Got some jasmine going. I need to do a video actually on this. I'm whiffing this and I have a secret to tell you. But I'm going to tell the secret on another video. Today I'm talking about what could possibly be getting in the way of you manifesting your dreams and your goals. You ready for this? Am I ready for this? I don't know. But anyway, let's just get straight to it. It's been a few days. You all have seen a lot of the videos I do, like talking about the law of attraction, talking about creating abundance, thinking and attitude, talking about crystals and manifesting and meditation, visualization, all of this, right? And I'm not going to sit here and say that that's not working, because each and every day you see it working, but at the same time, it may not be at the speed that you'd like to see it working at. It may not be to the degree you would like to see it working at, but you still have to see it. That's the point. You have to notice that it's happening. Now, Howie and I were talking last night. We're sitting down, and I don't know if it was which one of us made the analogy of your blessings, which in other words are your manifestations, then coming toward you, like it's looking for you. It smells you, like it's like you're doing this. Hey, here I am, like, come get me, run me down, I'm ready. And your manifestations are on the way. And as you get more clear, as you get more loud, and you get more anxious, I wouldn't say anxious, but you kind of start to feel it more, you believe it more, you accept it more, you expect it more. The more energy and passion that you put into this belief, this knowing now, not like you're pulling and craving for something so desperately, but you're just this strong knowing, the faster it's going to come to you. Now, here's where it gets tricky, because for a lot of us, we can't see it coming. So we don't know it's like right there. It's like how people say your blessings are right around the corner, or a miracle is right around the corner. I don't go that far to say around the corner. Around the corner could be far away. Around the corner could be like the way that my neighborhood is set up. It is like, oh my goodness, it's a grid. It is like, and it's a diagonal grid. So it's confusing trying to find corners, to say the least. So when you say my blessing is around the corner, like where exactly is that? Okay, is that the third, fourth, fifth? Is it closer if I go this way? If I take a shortcut and meet it halfway? Like, so I like to put it in terms that seem like it's here, like it's basically at my driveway, like at my door. Because even though at your door, it could mean that it's like a week away, or there is no time really. We are just beings who are attached to time in this life, this realm, but to your manifestations, to the universe, there is no time. So being at your doorstep, that sounds better to me. But now here's what we do. Here's what we do as human beings, where we've been conditioned by society, by America, by Europe, by all of this new age things that came to make life different from the primitive times, the modern world brainwashing. We've been conditioned to get impatient. We say, okay, around the corner. Well, anyway, while that's taking its time coming, I'm gonna go find something else to do because, like, I need to get that. Let me 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 get that. And you're all over the place when it's actually at your driveway. This is your manifestations, your abundance, your blessings, your prosperity, all at your driveway coming now. They're like a team, just moving through, coming towards you, right? And you're like, I don't have time to wait on this. Like, I've been doing this shit for like all my life. Like, what? It's like 5 years of meditating and visualization and stuff, like, and affirmations and when's it coming? I gotta go. I'll come back. I'll check back. Maybe it'll be there then. Then we go, and this is representing this analogy is representative of, this is symbolic of us running away from what we want, basically. Sometimes we're not sure exactly of what we want, so we see something else and it distracts us, and we're like, yeah, let me go get that because this blessing is taking long. Like, you head that way. That time, this manifestation that you've been trying to get for so long, you just left it, you just abandoned it for something else. Because now, say for instance, now you wanted a job at a certain company. I'm just looking for an example off the top of my head, right? And you've been doing all the stuff you need to. You've been sending your applications. You send in a written cover letter and everything is proper. You've even gone to a professional company to get them to write these things up for you to stand out from the rest of the candidates who are applying. And then you get the right dress for the interview. You've got the right clothes, everything is on time. You're like, everything's organized. You have your binder with all of your resume and document copies and stuff like that. Then, upon the interview, you've done the interview, aced the interview, and you're waiting for the call back. You've already sent your thank you letter and everything. You've done all the proper procedure. And then someone says, okay, well, here's this get rich quick scheme that my friend just showed me. And, all you have to do is invest $150 and you could be rich by next week. So now you like, sign me up. I'm all in. Because these people ain't called me back yet. It's been 2 weeks, maybe. Let's say 2 weeks after the interview. And you're all into that now. You head all into that. And you're not even trying to investigate what's going on with the job that you were trying to get. You don't even care anymore about it because you want to get rich quick off of the scheme that your girl just told you about. So that's the example I'm giving right now because that's how we actually do it. We are always distracted. We are always thrown off onto some other idea. Just the commercials on TV alone would send you crazy because you cannot focus on one thing. If you say, okay, tomorrow night we're going to go to the farmer's market. We're going to buy this tray load of ingredients for this particular recipe. By the time as you've watched 50,000 commercials that evening on TV, you've seen all the recipes, you've passed through Food Network, everything is showing you all these different foods. You want to eat jambalaya like tonight now. You don't want to eat the recipe that you were going to cook, that you planned out. You have to stay focused, people. So anyway, I veered way off course there. But the point is, back to the topic, things that could be hindering our manifesting power, that could be sabotaging. Like I said, first, distractions. Second, people. Our circle is really, really important in what we want to bring into our lives. And the circle could be this small, the circle could be like this. No matter what, it's going to affect you. It's going to affect what you want to achieve. Because if your circle includes people that are totally negative, totally against everything that you want or that you would like to see happen or change, you're never going to get anywhere. You're never going to move ahead. So your circle could be as close as your own children, spouse, parents, siblings, or as far as, workers, co-workers, partners, business partners. Could be just people you actually spend time with at your kid's school or whatever. That could be your circle, but it's the 5 closest people to you that really affect your life, that really change or impact the progress of your life, of your future. That's number 2, your circle, your circle. Who are you hanging out with? Like, what are they bringing to the table? Sometimes we are friends with people because we've known them for a long time, because our parents have known each other for a long time. But what actually makes us friends? What connects us? What do we share in common? What support system can I get from you? Or what am I offering to you as a friend? In your circle, like I said, even if it's your spouse, a lot of times I argue not so much against, I argue for my point of view, because the way some people see things is totally absurd to me. And if I'm thinking abundantly, if I'm thinking prosperity, like consciousness, I'm not gonna sit there and bash a rich guy and be like, oh well, that's how they go. Like, that's what they do. They have money. They could do that. Like, that's why I do my little thing and I this, and like I say it like that so that this is not me saying this. This is someone else saying this. I shall call no names. But then I have to interject. I have to jump in. I'm like, no, I think you're looking at it the wrong way, because like, if you want to have money too, what exactly are they doing wrong by being wealthy? Who exactly are they hurting by employing people, or like the specific cases or people that we're talking about in the subject of the conversation then? So a lot of times, vaguely, subtly, you're not even conscious of it. A lot of times people are imposing their views onto you, and you go home and you're like, no, you see, that's how rich people go. Like, not even realizing that this is something you just took on from your boy or your friend. You just took that on, and like, you saw you had some kind of connection at that point. You could have related to what they were saying, and so that bonded you as a friend at that moment, and so now that's your point of view. This is why people who are more conscious are very selective in the friends they keep. They don't have a big pile of friends, because you have to absorb all of these people's opinions, all of these people's beliefs, all of these people's like perspectives, and that's overwhelming. It can get very confusing and troublesome, to say the least, like that. So be careful of your circle. Be careful of who you let just persuade you and teach you things. Go out and do your own research and like see it for what it is. See it for the in and the out. See it from the behind the scenes as well as what they give you to see. The proof that's in the pudding then. And like the Bible says, like Christ says in the Bible, by their fruit you shall know them. And I have to do another video on Christ, because a lot of people are swerving in other directions right now, but I mean, spiritually speaking, but that statement has a lot of power and a lot of truth, because by their fruit you will know. Like, an orange tree does not bear apples. Okay. Now, that's I said your circle. Yes, distractions. You're at your circle. Okay. Next hindrance to your manifestations. Your own mindset. What do you believe? What are you still holding on to from childhood maybe? What experiences have happened in your life that makes you feel that you're not worthy even to get the things that you want? It could be sometimes scars, emotional scars. People are traumatized by things. Like, say something happened, you lost your job. You lost your job, you could not make car payments, you lost your car. You could not get to work on time because you had no car. So you lost your apartment and you end up on the street. This is just how it happens for a lot of people. That's traumatizing, okay? Not only soldiers go through post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD. People every day poor people especially go through PTSD. Black people especially go through PTSD, okay? Because things are traumatizing, man, in this world. People are cruel, people are evil, people do a lot of hateful, hurtful, harmful things to others for no reason a lot of times. And so there are some of those people out there who are very much more susceptible to things happening to them because they are preyed upon because they're weak. Because not sometimes weak in the sense like, oh, well, they just allow it to happen. Weak meaning sometimes ignorant to a certain situation that could be going down that's negatively affecting them without them seeing it. They could be weak because of they're just a product of their environment. A lot of times they don't know any better, like I said, the ignorance, but then the environment also swallows them, like because it's all the nonsense and darkness that's happening in their surroundings that they can't even see the surface to get out of. Weakness comes in a lot of forms. Weakness could mean a lot of things, not necessarily giving up freely of your power. So, but trauma, back to the topic, trauma, a lot of times once bitten, twice shy. A lot of times people kind of shy away from what they want after they see so many disappointments, so many broken hearts, so many hurts, so many tears, and you can't do that. It's easy to do that. You can't let that get you. Don't let that's the boogeyman. Don't let that get you, okay? Because you have the power. It's only up to you, really. The God that you serve, that you worship, that you revere, that you love, is within you. It's within me, So lift your head up and strengthen up, wise up, get up, do something, right? Or else it's not going to change for you. I just had a flash of another point. This would have been number 4 or 5. Number 4. So like I said, scars. That's another thing that can hinder you from seeing your manifestations come to life. Okay, there is another principle that I was looking at the other day. When we, like I said, the ignorance, of course, I have to make sure I put that in there because we know that there are certain laws to life, there are certain laws to the universe, there are certain laws we have to adhere to in order for our lives to be more productive, to be happy, to be enjoyable, to be, abundant. So when we ignore those, all hell breaks loose. Shit goes to hell, basically, because you are trying to defy nature. You're trying to defy your own being. Like, what are you doing? So you can't expect, like I said, to go out there and not work and think that you're going to be like, sitting on top of the world, like, all right, this is just promised to me, like, we gotta get it, like, everybody gotta get it, right? Yes, everybody does, everybody deserves it, but at the same time, you have to do the physical work. Nothing is free, then, basically. But nothing is free. Like I said, there are laws. When you, no matter how you look at it, you're going to pay a price for what it is that you want. And sometimes the price is little. The price is only our energy, the energy you send forth from your being, from your consciousness, from your soul, towards seeing a certain vision of what you want created. When you see yourself as less than a creator, that poses another problem. So not only are you not putting in the work, but you're not even seeing yourself as having the power to manifest. You see, a lot of times we, especially of the Black culture, we have been brainwashed to believe that everything is in the Father's hands, not in ours. You know, even right down to our own health, right down to, our own marriage, our lives. Like, we put it all, we just say, I'm just gonna give it to God. And of course, it's all God's in the first place. He is the creator. But as creations of the creator, we have the same creative ability by seeing it first as a thought and making it become real. Because that's called co-creating, you see, and that's what I believe in. I believe, why would we be here? Why would we be here for as long as humans have been here? Why would we be here as sheep? Spirituality is, like in my other video, supposed to liberate, not enslave us. Why would we have no power over what occurs in our lives? How are we to believe in a destiny that we have no part in, that we have no control of? If we can control what we eat every day, if we have free will, if we can control where we go, we have freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom of religion, freedom of expression, freedom of all of this. As above, so below, right? So obviously the government up above believes in freedom as well. That's the only reason the below believes in giving us that freedom as a democracy, because of free will. They were allowed to have that power to do so. We are allowed to have that power to make life in this physical realm what we want it to be. And when we forget about that is when we suffer, when we starve, when we let other people starve us, when we literally let go all control and surrender to the powers that be. This is why I believe in magic. This is why I believe in the law of attraction. This is why I believe in power over force, because we are connected. We are connected to divinity. We are walking images and likenesses of God. We are gods and goddesses. If we are these things, if we label ourselves or feel ourselves, even if you consider yourself to be a child of God, right? You're just gonna call yourself a child of God. Isn't that mighty? Doesn't that mean, isn't Christ say himself that you're his brothers and sisters? That means, you have power, man. Put it into practice. Put it into practice. Don't forget it. Don't ignore it. Nurture it. Feed it. And watch it grow. Okay? That was number 5. Somewhere around there. I lost track. But there are so many things that take us off course, that take us off of our route to our goals. Then in this world, of course, we have to deal with the whole issue of love, of that stuff takes us far off our goals. Far, okay? So far. Like, everybody wants to have somebody. Nobody is comfortable with themselves anymore. Nobody wants to be alone. Nobody can, like, you break up with someone and then the next week you're like, oh my boo, like, look at my baby. Like, I so love him. You kidding me? You don't even know this person. Like, if you saw this guy on the bus stop next week, you wouldn't even recognize him because you don't know him. But you still love him. But this guy, mind you, could throw you off of your entire life's goals because now you're so in love, you know? He's so, you know. Girls, females, I'm talking about you because I'm a female. You know, I want the best for my sisters, you know, white, black, brown, yellow, alabaster, pink, whatever. Don't let a guy come and throw you off your goals, man. Don't go get pregnant in 3 months for this dude. Don't let it happen. I mean, it happens, and God is good, okay? Because of the universal laws and all of the stuff that we know by nature, by law, that are inevitable, that are mandatory to happen, we know that things are going to come up and go down. You're going to have bad, you're going to have good, you know. It sucks you got pregnant, you know, for this dude who's now no longer in your lives, but you're still alive. You have health, thank God, for those of you who do, you know. For those of you who don't, you know, there's always still a good side to look at because it's a lesson. It's always a lesson. But we can't let people come and just be able to take our power like that. We have to be stronger than that. We are stronger than that. We know we're stronger than that. They know we're stronger than that. And this is why they try to do it to us, because we allow it. When you feel like all is lost, there's always hope, because of course, like the old people say, someone's always going through something worse. But at the same time, you're not feeling what they're feeling. You're not going to feel what they feel, and they're not going to feel what you're feeling. So you have to remember, yourself is not being selfish at all. It's actually being selfless. It's actually loving the whole world that you're doing this. That's the reason, because by taking care of your own self, your own internal self, your own happiness, of course your external self as well, you are then better able to do those things that are going to make other people happy also. Because happiness is contagious, okay? Just like sadness, happiness is way more contagious. So take care of yourself first. Stay up. Don't let anybody derail you, okay? Because life is too short. And in these times, I believe it is the time of some serious awakening. A great massive shift is happening. This is not the time to fall off. This is the time to get on or stay up and focus and reach that goal, that target. Don't worry about what the media says, because that's another distraction. That's all that is. Don't worry about what the economy is like, what terrorism is and is doing, what the president is doing. Focus on your goals. Focus on each step that you can take, step by step, step by step, step by step, because you can't just jump there. It takes increments. You have to like go in stages, and you have to learn the process as you go so that you know what to do with it when you get it. So that you're not falling backwards or being pushed back because you didn't learn something along the way. All right? Because you have to be able to internalize it and make it real from within. You can't, and then you also have to be realistic about it, because you can't expect to let's say I'm trying to find an example. You have to be ready for what it is that you want then. In other words, you have to know exactly what you want, but you have to also be really ready for it. You have to think about all of the aspects of whatever that is that you want. So it takes steps. You have to creep on the way there. Another video I did, crawling before you walk. Like, you know, you're not going to just jump up and walk, because you could fall flat on your face because your knees don't even know how to bend. You didn't practice that, you know. You have to just go in stages. And you'll get there. Just be persistent and you'll get there. Anyway, guys, I'm going to go. Thanks for watching this video, and, you know, give me a thumbs up if you like what I had to say. If you think it makes sense to you. Or leave me a comment. Whatever. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Till I come back, peace out, and blessed be.